So in this section of the course, we're going to talk about planning and then recording your course. And this video is about planning the course, and I'm just going to jump straight into it. So I'm going to do a practical example of how I plan my courses out. And so this video is going to be kind of long because I'm just going to do, plan a course out in front of you. And so that way you can see how I do it, and you can take what I do, combine it with how you think about things and how you see things working, and then, make it your own. So first things first, I go ahead and I open up a Google Doc and blank doc. And then the first thing I do is go ahead and write my working course title across the top of the page. Now, hopefully at this time, you've decided between either creating a mastery level course or a results-based course. So hopefully you know that, and hopefully you've thought about, the topic of the course. Like, imagine you've already thought about creating a course before you join my course. So hopefully you already know the topic and you have the idea of what you want to create, and hopefully you have some sort of working title. I write that across the top real quick. So I got how to go from couch potato to running your first 5K trail race in 90 days. So that is my working title. Kind of long, a lot of words and stuff in it, but something to work with. And we get the idea, right? Going from couch potato to running your first 5K trail race, 90 days. So a bunch of different keywords in there. So this is a results-based course, right? We're going to teach them from beginner to running their first 5K trail race in 90 days. So that's the goal here. So write that across the top so I can remember what the heck I'm going to be teaching people. And then the next thing I do is I write out my point A. So people to go from point A to point B, and that's what my course is going to do, take people from couch potato to 5K trail race runner in 90 days. So point A, couch potato. And then point B is a 5K trail race completed. All right, so I mark that out, and I'll go ahead and make this kind of bold. Do headline 2 or heading 2, whatever that said. Heading 2, cool. So point A to point B, that's what my course is going to do. So now what I'm going to do is start mapping out essentially the modules within my course to get them from point A to point B. And the first module, of course, is like the introduction, right? So I'll introduce myself, the course, etc., why you should listen to me, all that type of stuff. So that's easy. Module 1, introduction. Cool. All right, so then I need to start thinking about my topic and go through the different topics that people need to know and understand in order to move from point A to point B, right? And this can be like a brain dump. You don't have to have them in order or anything like that. We're just dumping all these thoughts out of our mind onto the paper, and we can move things around, add to it, subtract from it, etc. We just want to do a big brain dump into this document, and we can make changes to it. So we're just brainstorming. So we got intro, then we probably need to know mindset for running, mindset. We got equipment or shoes. It's hard to type when you're watching me. We got nutrition, hydration. Got running form, we got running drills or exercises, we got the 90-day training schedule. Of course, that's going to be like the big chunk of our training because 90 days. Moving on down here, 90-day training schedule. We got race day, so how they're going to race. We got the post-race. Then we got the outro, right? So the intro and outro are givens. So you should at least have 2 modules for your course right from the get-go. So I got, quite a few modules. And then what we do is we dive into those modules to kind of come up with our lessons. So intro, we might have like who, what, when, where, why, how. So about the course creator, how to, or maybe course outline, something like that. Moving on to mindset. We've got things like what to think about, what to do on days you don't want to run, And then we got type of music to listen to. Then shoes, we got, types of shoes, street versus trail. So since they're doing trail races, we might need to talk, about trail shoes and things of that nature, things to pay attention to, weight, heel to toe drop, yada yada, on down the list. So I'm not going to go through all of this right now because you might not care about running at all, and I think you get the picture of how you break down your different modules into lessons, right? Remember, bringing people from point A to point B. So what you want to do is spend some time, dump everything into this document that you can think of, and feel free to add to it, subtract from it, move different portions up and down, whatever you need to do in order to create like a nice flow. All right, so I went ahead and just filled this out. You didn't have to watch me do that. Again, I didn't think it was worth your time. So I filled all this out and I did a massive brain dump. And now it's time to go research what else is out there and maybe come up with more ideas. Maybe I missed something big. Maybe I missed a huge topic. So a couple places I go to is Amazon. And I would look for different books on the topic that I am creating a course about. So maybe running a 5K. And let's see, the ultimate running guide, not your average 5K, 8-week training plan. I'm just gonna pop a few of these up and I'll show you what I look for when I come into these books. So we click into this book, and then you'll notice most often, or more often than not, that these books list their table of contents when you preview them, so we can see their table of contents. So we got a dedication, a love note to all my curvy running sisters, introduction, why do a 5K, orientate yourself to success, understand the basics, resourceful running, fuel, etc. So we go through here and we see what they talk about compared to what we plan to teach about, and maybe there's some topics we missed or some details that would be great to cover, right? So we get a bunch of ideas. We go to another book, pop it open as well, look for their table of contents, see what they have going on, see that they have all these plans and things of that nature, and compare it to our notes. Same thing, another book. And then of course, since we're doing trail running, so trail running, maybe I'll start looking at different trail running books as well, see what they talk about in those books, and add that to my course plan, blueprint, etc. And then also you want to look for other courses on the topic that you are creating a course about. One of the easiest places to do this is Udemy. So I'll just go to Udemy real quick, and I can search for a course, running. We'll just say running. So natural running, avoid injuries, yada yada. Let me pop this open. Ultimate guide for running. So here's a mastery level course. Now, even though this is a mastery level course and I'm creating a results-based course, I can still possibly glean insights from this training. Maybe how it's laid out, things of that nature. Running a web development business, okay, not running. Run your first marathon. Okay, it's about a marathon where I'm talking about 5K, but it's still your first, so maybe there's something in there. Point is, you come in here, scroll on down, and you'll see the course content. So who, what, when, where, why. So the intro, natural running for you. Who is this guy? What you should expect. Practical assignments. Essential knowledge and facts. So natural running, barefoot or minimal. Disturbing statistics. You can get ideas of all these different topics they're covering. Also, of course, if you really want to go into these topics, join these courses, buy these books, see what the heck they're talking about in these lessons. Maybe it'll help you improve your course and your training. So then we go to the next course, come on down, go through the course content, see what they talk about, and you can, mash it or compare it to what you have and, really fill out your blueprint or your outline, right? So coming on down, same exact concept, looking at what they offer. Of course, you can search for other things, maybe trail running. So something more specific to mine. Natural running, ultimate guide to running. So same courses look like they're popping up. Run your first 5K. Here we go. See what they're talking about, etc. So awesome. We got a bunch of ideas now on our outline. We've worked on our outline. And now what I want you to do is take a day, sleep on it, come back, look at your outline again, read through it, think it through, see if there's any topics or lessons or modules that you want to add or take away, and kind of start thinking about like how you're going to teach these different lessons. I recommend creating an outline and then giving it like 2 or 3 days to let this outline kind of like sink into your mind and, you know, start running it through your mind. You'll do it subconsciously, like you don't have to actively sit there and meditate on this or anything like that, but you'll subconsciously start thinking through like what you're going to talk about when you're creating this training, what angles you're going to approach it from, what resources you might need, and things of that nature. So over the next 2 or 3 days, come back to this outline, you know, just once a day, and just take another look and write down any more notes that you have. This outline, of course, is just for you, so you can write little notes of what to include, what to create, and yeah, it'll help you really map out and plan your course. And this is how I go about planning my courses, is I create a document just like this, and I go from point A to point B, and then I create the modules and the lessons, and I write down a bunch of notes to help me plan out my course. So go ahead, create your outline, let it simmer for a few days, do research on it, and then come back and let's actually create the course.